Tired of seeing greed, envy, and selfishness as the main drivers of relationships? You need to hear this. In a world that rewards self-centeredness and individual prosperity at any price, relationships, both personal and professional, suffer a silent death that is slowly killing the fabric of trust upon which our society was built. If you are honest in your observations, friend, you already know that no matter how success is defined, it is rarely accomplished alone. Learning and mastering skills requires the help of another. Relationships of any kind obviously require the participation of another. For progress to be made by individuals, cooperation and teamwork is needed. Economic success requires a structure of exchange in which others play an important role. We all, you, me, and everyone around us, are engaged in a variety of partnerships, friendships, intimate relationships, educational or business cooperations, wherein each party should be aware that the needs of the other must be also satisfied, if the partnership is to continue in a fair and reciprocal way. Yet if you dare to look around with an honesty that cuts through nonsense like a sharp razor blade, you will notice how violations of trust are the norm and threaten the health of many relationships. Broken trust in families due to lust or selfishness, shattered trust in business collaborations as a result of greed or envy, destroyed trust in teachers and schools because of lies and propaganda are eating up the communities that were once flourishing together. And if we are to restore trust within our society, friend, we all must work together again to sustain relationships by honoring our obligations, both personal and professional. A man in a leading position that acts with integrity works to satisfy not only his needs or the needs of his organization, but also the needs of suppliers, customers, employees, and other stakeholders. If your own intimate relationship or your friendship relationships are to survive and prosper, then your commitments as a man, as an individual, must be trustworthy and reliable, and you must act to keep your promises. Remember, friend, that restoring trust in our society begins with the individual and his relationships, because trust grows when all parties involved do what they say they are going to do and engage in integrity-centered behavior. Do your best to make your expectations clear in all of your interactions and be humble enough to accept when you are coming up short, to be able to correct any violations of your commitments, and you will see that as you do this, all your relationships will improve. The impact of reciprocity that we see or not see in the world begins in the home. The basic structure of our human society is clearly the family, and if we are to strengthen integrity-centered behavior in our society, we must begin with the behavior of the individual in the family setting. A strong partnership must be maintained between you as a husband and your wife in the management and leadership of the household. Trustworthiness and reliability are important elements in any type of relationship, but especially so between family members, whose well-being and existence are to a big degree dependent on the quality of the partnership established between them. Do your best, friend, to take your role in your family seriously and be a man that is thoughtful about his promises by keeping them all the time. Honor your commitments to your wife and your children through the work that brings home the resources you all need. Demonstrate promise-keeping when you show up on time, when you nurture and listen non-judgmentally, when you encourage the ones you love to try and congratulate them when they address disappointments appropriately. And always remember that strong family relationships last a lifetime only if each member is aware of the needs of the other, anticipating, reaching out and intervening when necessary. And this, friend, is the way we all, you and me, can help to rebuild the moral tone of our society. Economic enterprises are engaged in many relationships that have aspects similar to those of a family. Instead of family members, there are relationships with directors, employees, investors, customers, educational institutions, local governments, and even if the emotional and personal connection is not necessary, a partnership cemented through trust and reliability is crucial. Suppliers have to honor the partnership obligation of an organization's needs in order to receive compensation. At the same time, organizations honor their partnership when they fulfill the supplier's expectations by providing clear instructions or paying invoices on time. If the imagination of employees is captured by the mission and values of the organization, if they are being treated with respect and dignity, they are likely to be more engaged in a partnership that achieves the goals of the organization. And since all partnerships, families, friendships, or economic enterprises exist within some type of community, leaders with integrity are always aware of this and pay close attention to how their partnerships, their relations, impact the community in which they exist. Remember, friend, partners with integrity honor obligations, and if we are to have a strong and stable society, we all, you and me, have to applaud partnerships in all areas of life in which mutual respect and reciprocity can be observed between all participants. Integrity is the glue of society. It is the element which sustains each and every significant relationship and treats each member of the transaction, whether personally or professionally, as a partner. But keep in mind, friend, as nice as this may sound in theory, integrity-centered behavior is seldom a friendly environment. Relationships and obligations demand give and take in ways that can appear counterproductive and in the short term even unfair. Patience for mistakes and misunderstandings can appear to always be in conflict with the ideal you are aiming for, but sustaining high-quality interactions, honesty and openness will require flexibility and tolerance. Be it in your family, an economic organization or friends group, be the man that never forgets that we are all partners in the great experiment of life. A partnership in which we should strive, even if we sometimes fail, to maintain an integrity-centered behavior, and such effort must be nurtured. Will you be daring enough to fight for a society that rewards relations and partnerships based on trust and reciprocity, or will you follow your own selfish desires by exploiting every individual and situation for your own personal interests? Your choice will impact everyone around you.